He's on the go. Our NHL Network insider, Elliotte Friedman, who is with his own little traveling circus today out there in Colorado Springs. He was at the Board of Governors meeting. Hello, Elliotte.
Yeah, so the way it works is Colorado Springs is about an hour and a half away from the Denver airport, which is about an hour and a half away from anything else.
Exactly.
And so that's right. So we got Eric Engels is riding in the back seat.
All right.
Eric, lift your hand up. Lift your hand.
There he is. All right.
There
I
he
can
is.
see a hand.
Yeah, and we got Kyle Bukoskis
at the wheel,
driving right here.
At the
wheel. And let
wheel.
me just say, I'm not even Catholic, and I do 10 Hail Marys whenever Kyle drives.
Oh boy! Well, he's always driving that bus. I listen to the podcast. I mean, he's keeping you on the straight and narrow, Elliotte.
Yeah, he likes the big cars. He's a true Albertan now. He lives in Calgary. He loves the big vehicles.
All right. Well, you got good companions for this part of the ride, as they say. But let's get to it. I mean, all I'm hearing the last several days is like Tommy Fitz is calling everybody. The Devils, they've lost 5 in a row. They got to make 9 trades. And then, of course, there's the whole Quinn Hughes speculation. So let's start with Quinn Hughes. What's the latest there? I mean, played well last night. I mean, he's still a Canuck for now. What's going on?
Well, first of all, EJ, I agree with you 100%. He's the second best defenseman in the NHL.
Yeah.
And, to me, it's Cale Makar 1 and Quinn Hughes 2. And there's a lot of other guys you can argue about. Are they 3?
Yep.
You know, pick who you want to pick. But to me, Quinn Hughes is number 2. And he probably thinks I'm a loser for saying that he's only number 2.
Yeah.
But Cale Makar's tough to beat. You know what I think? I just think that what's happened here, EJ, is that this conversation has gone into the mainstream faster than anybody expected. When we last spoke with Hughes at the NHL media tour in Vegas, he just said, look, the only thing I'm concentrating on is let's get off to a great start. And unfortunately, you know, Vancouver's where they are. It's a real uphill battle for them to make the playoffs. And I think what happened was the conversation started quicker than anyone ever expected, including Hughes. And I think you look at that memo they sent out that said, hey, we're willing to talk about some of our veterans. And basically what it came down to is teams like New Jersey said, and they weren't the only ones, said, okay, I know you want to talk about Sherwood, and I know you want to talk about a couple guys like that, but what exactly is going on with Quinn Hughes? Where does it stand? And once it gets out that the Devils ask, then other people are like, well, if the Devils are asking, we better start asking too. So I think that's where it is right now, EJ. I think teams are asking the Canucks, where are you with this? Where does this stand? And I think the other thing is that it's probably even sooner than Hughes wanted to think about it. So I think everybody's going through it now. Everybody's trying to figure out where he might want to go, the one thing Vancouver can do is they can simply say, look, we're going to trade him somewhere now, and a team can take a risk and say, either we don't know if we can sign him long term, or we'll bet on what we have here that we can get him to sign long term. So I think all these teams are trying to figure it out, and we'll see where it goes. Like, honestly, guys, it's hard for me to handicap when. I just think that the process has started, and it's going to be up to the Canucks to make the decision.
Hey, Elliotte, when you talk about that scenario, maybe another team saying we'll take a gamble and we'll take a run with Quinn Hughes and see if we can work it out, are there any teams that have kind of come to the forefront that you're aware of, other than the New Jersey Devils for obvious reasons, with his brothers there that could be in the mix for that?
Well, you know, Mike, one team I've wondered about a little bit, and I think there was some noise around them on social today, was Washington. This is a special time for the Capitals. You know, who knows how much longer Ovechkin's going to be playing. They're a team I could see say, you know what, we'll take our chances potentially if they can make a deal. So that was one team I thought of. The other one, I think if he gets traded, it's most likely East. What I'm looking at are teams that have a center, and they're probably going to want a D to replace Hughes. So, you go up and down the prospects, or the young NHL players. New Jersey has a young center. They have D they can move. Detroit has young centers and D they could move. Washington, I think it depends on how you feel about some of their players. Philly doesn't have a center, but I think they have interest. And I always assume, guys, that there's someone out there that you're not thinking about. Like there's always until someone sent me a note today about Washington, I hadn't thought about them. So I'm always wondering who's out there, guys, that I'm not thinking about. But I'm looking at Vancouver has to. I think they have to get a center they like in this team.
Yeah, and they did make a big trade with the New York Rangers last year. So I mean, who knows? I mean, you're right. There's always a possibility of somebody that we're not thinking of. $7.85 million against the cap. Going forward, the rest of this year and next. I mean, that is a bargain. And just to go back quickly, when I say he's the second best defenseman, it's not by a lot. I mean, those two are really amazing players. So just to be clear there, it's like Cale Makar's fabulous.
No, I think you were slandering Hughes.
I mean,
way back.
Okay, fair enough. But you did agree with me in that slander. So I guess that you're in the. So you are basically in the same shaky. Together. You're in the same shaky car ride with me on this one as well. But
that's right.
Let me ask you, you're at the Board of Governors there in Colorado Springs. There's been a lot of talk about, the Olympic situation with the ice, and now we find that the ice is a little shorter. I mean, you're out there with the Board of Governors, with, the commissioner, the deputy commissioner, the owners. I mean, what's the feeling as we move closer and closer to Milan?
Honestly, EJ, I think the league and the teams are really frustrated and really disappointed with where this has gone. I think that they are disappointed by how late this got done. They are disappointed by the fact that there's this much concern about the ice. Here's the thing. It was very clear to me after what Bill Daly said yesterday that this is going to be up to the players. And you guys know players. You know how much the Olympics mean for them. You know how much pain they play in big games like playoff games. They could play this game on the moon. Like yesterday, I joked in my head, if they played this game on catch-up, the players would play this game. So, it's going to be interesting, the PA's role in all this and, what it says. But I think it's really in the hands of the players. But the one thing I can absolutely tell you is that the league and the teams are horribly frustrated at the way this has all gone. And even some of the guys who are like, we have to do this for the growth of the game. It's good for the game. They're incredibly disappointed by how this has gone. Yeah. I mean, I've heard these stories with the Olympics before with venues, and this year it seems to be worse than ever. So we will see. We expect that they'll be off to Milan to play the Olympics. Elliotte, we will let you and your cohorts enjoy the rest of your ride through the great state of Colorado. Good luck getting to the Denver airport, which I believe is somewhere in Nebraska. But all the best, my friends. Sorry for the bumpy ride, guys, but this was the only time I got forced. That's all right. Listen, we appreciate your time is valuable. Be careful getting to the airport. Good luck. We'll talk to you soon.